Exceptions to the rule: black rice, wild rice. Brown rice used to be right and exact, but they done modified it now. So don't eat the brown rice. It's acting the same way as Monsanto wheat. It's giving us inflammation immediately. It's making our tabs need glasses. It's giving us that lazy eye thing where the one eye goes in. It's doing that because it's fucking with the nerves. But you can fix it like they'll act like diabetes and high blood pressure is not a fix. It is a fix. There's a fix. If you leave those three alone, you don't even have to deal with it. The dairy is, when you're eating dairy, what's happening is you're still eating grain. They're poisoning all the cows and the grass eaters. They're not giving them grass. They're giving them oats and grain and their Monsanto grain and all. That's what they're giving them. And then we're getting it secondary. And we're thinking, oh, I'm eating according to Deuteronomy and Leviticus, split hoof and true cud. I'm only eating the best part of the cow. Because it says if you're going to eat meat, eat the best meat. Not the best meat as far as this animal is better than this animal, but the best meat would be split up into a cut and the top part of it. That's the best of it. But it's not best if the animal is already poisoned before you got it. How can it be the best? It's poison meat. You're eating poison meat, so you're getting poison secondary. Where we're supposed to be getting sunlight on a third stage, right? If photosynthesis happens to the grass and the cow eats the grass, you're really getting sun energy that you can digest through photosynthesis, right? All the grass-eating animals are all bigger and stronger and more powerful and live longer than the meat-eating animals. There's no meat-eating animal. What's the top one? A tiger. People think it's the lion, but a tiger is really more dangerous than a lion. What makes a lion more dangerous is he has a pride. And if you got a pride, you got numbers. Tiger's running dolo. Tiger's running at 1,000 pounds. A lion big is 750. That's a total difference.
Plus tigers can swim.
On top of it. But there are some lions that swim too, because in the Serengeti they got them that's in the swamps. But normally, you're right, they don't like water. But what happens with them is a lion and a tiger are cats. So cats will automatically be more carnivore, where a dog is not really a carnivore, even though people think canines are carnivores. No, they're like a bear. They're omnivore. Right? They can eat shit that the cat could never eat. Right? Cats don't really rummage through garbage like a dog would. A dog will rummage through the garbage and eat everything off your plate in your house. A cat can't do that. The system won't allow it to happen. It will make them sick unless it's these domesticated cats, which they feed them grain too. So it's not just killing the people, it's killing the animals. The average animal on a big corporate America farm, maybe they get 3 years on Earth. Cows live way longer than 3 years when they're in the wild. There's no way 3 years, you couldn't sustain a herd on a 3-year lifespan. Right? The herds they wouldn't be as big as they are, you know? So even the Indian lady from India had been telling us about Monsanto. If you read those books from them old school vegetarians, they all kept talking about don't eat the wheat, don't eat the wheat. But they never explained why. I don't think they really understood that Monsanto had genetically modified the wheat and the corn, which is the staple of America. Right? Look, just pick up any food source that you could think of, right, and look at it. I guarantee you on there there'll be starch, there'll be grain, they'll say, oh, it's whole grain, and they'll have sugar in it. Once they make you sugar addictive, you dead. Once they make you starch addictive, you pretty much dead. And when they got you wheat, they killing you slow again. You know, so like I said, my remedy for how to eat to live, based on using book 1 and book 2, How to Eat to Live, Elijah Muhammad. This takes us right back into 16th degree, 15th degree, and the 10th degree, pardon me, 14, 15, and 16 and the 1 to 40. We ain't got to quote it. Look in your lessons, you'll see it. Look in your head and look in those lessons, and you'll see in those degrees, they're going to direct you towards food. And then when you go into the problem book, You look into the problem book, the first thing the problem book starts talking about is blood pressure. It keeps talking about blood pressure. You basically seeing word problems, but at the end of the day, it's still talking about blood pressure. So we went and bought the blood pressure cups that you can put on your arm or put on your bicep, or you can put it on your wrist. And we bought because we're dealing with the remedies, and we bought a scale, a digital scale that also has another part like a T that measures the density of the bone. All right, that's part of the remedy. So you want to monitor yourself every day, and then you want to change your dietary law. What you want to do is you want to deal with ketosis, ketoids. You want your body to burn fat and not burn sugar. Stored fat. Right, stored fat. You want it to burn that, but you could make your cells regenerate themselves. They'll redo themselves if you put certain food in you. Like if you say, I'm just gonna leave all grain alone, I'm gonna leave all starch alone, and I'm gonna leave all processed sugar. Not honey, and not maple syrup, and not molasses. That's not the same. Your body likes that. It likes fructose from a fruit because it's the whole plant. It likes that. It likes green leafy vegetables as your foundation. I don't care if you eat all the meat you want to eat. You increase your vegetable intake to 95%, even if you're a meat. Right? The class was designed for omnivores, vegetarians, vegans, fruitarians, raw fruit plate eaters. Any of that could work. Any of that, you could have any of those type of diets and still fix your body by just leaving those main three alone. Wheat, starch, and they say grain because remember he's fucking up the corn too. So you want to leave that alone. But it takes about 90 days, actually in 21 days, you would see a big change if you did the intermittent fasting, which is, they call it intermittent fasting now, but what is it? It's how to eat to live. Yeah, one meal a day. 1 meal a day. 1 meal a day makes the poison leave your body. What happens is you use a 16-hour window. So say you're not used to doing that. You might say, I don't know if I could do that. What you do is 4 hours before you go to bed, don't eat. 8 hours you're resting, and 4 hours when you wake up, you just did your 16. Right? Right.
Most of the work has been done to your body while you're resting.
It is. That's why I go back to the growth hormone. What happens is when your pancreas releases insulin, your pituitary gland shuts down immediately. And when your pituitary and when your pancreas stops secreting insulin, it doesn't make the pituitary gland kick on. What happens is your body has to burn out all the glucose and the insulin has to go down to a certain level and your growth hormone kicks in. And it does it great at night when you're resting. And that's when it starts healing your circulatory system. Now people will say they got too much cholesterol is what they call it. They say cholesterol, but you never hear them say cholesterol is in your veins. They always say cholesterol is in your arteries. Because the microscopic food that we're eating from Monsanto is sharp like a razor, and when it's running through your arteries, it's cutting them, and your body is putting a scab on it. And that is like the scab on the outside. The scab on the inside is what it's putting over your arteries. And then they say, oh, yeah, they call it plaque, but it's really what it's doing is trying to keep you from bleeding to death. What happens is you keep eating grain, not knowing, and you keep scraping up the rest of your body till finally the hole is so small that it makes your pressure go up to 240 and you catch a stroke and die. But the body was trying to adjust to you not eating right. And if you just stop 21 days, your scab, like if you cut yourself, heals and it goes away, it comes off. That would happen inside. Your body would heal automatically. It'll do its own thing. And then if you keep giving it like spinach, it likes spinach. It doesn't like collard greens, mustard greens, kale. It doesn't like that. That's merely really if you was a farm, you would feed that to the cattle. Because they need a double stomach to digest it. You don't have a double stomach.
If Mecca did this.